The family of slain pastry chef Thembekile Letlape, known as the Pastry Princess, has expressed shock and disappointment in the sentence handed down to her murderer, her former partner, Sibusiso Zitha. Zitha, who pleaded guilty to stabbing Thembekile to death in 2024, was sentenced to 15 years in prison at the Johannesburg High Court on Friday. We now speak to Thembekile's father, Dr. Kgosi Letlape. Dr. Letlape, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this morning. I can't imagine how difficult it may be to the family. Condolences once again on the loss of your daughter. It's been, 16 months since she has now departed, her murderer now being sentenced to 15 years in jail. What's the feeling of the family? Because there really was an outrage by the public with regards to that sentencing.
Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers. We are dismayed. We are gutted by this verdict. We had hoped for a minimum of a life sentence. And what it says to us is that our daughter's life was not worthwhile. We are shattered. We've been taken back to where we were 15 months and 21 days ago on the 31st of May, 2024. We have been re-traumatized in an unimaginable manner. The whole family, all friends, all relatives, we are reeling from this verdict. And you should have seen the jubilation of the defense team, the advocate, the accused. It was like somebody had won a lotto. And for us, it was utter despair. My wife broke down in court. My son shed tears in court. I have never been so gutted in my life as I felt in that court 4B in Johannesburg.
Dr. Letlape, I mean, not only are you a father, but you're also a member of parliament who, on a continuous basis, contributes towards many of those conversations when it comes to gender-based violence in our country, and really how the system is, like you're saying, having a defense team that is celebrating after sentencing of someone who admits that they committed this murder. What kind of messaging do you think this sends out to the public?
It sends a message that killing women is wholesale and the justice system will be on your side as a perpetrator. It makes me feel that my daughter's life was not considered worthy of anything. It pains me for all the people, from the young women in the post office, the young women in the residence. And I will ensure that I embark on a path where we have rules around femicide that would include no bail for accused and life sentencing as a minimum. This is unacceptable. We have a carnage against women. We have the highest femicide rate in the world, and we need to stand up and do something to curb this. We cannot, when people do these vicious crimes, slap them in the wrist. This is an affront to our humanity and to our daughter's dignity.
In trying to make sense on any of this, Dr. Letlape, I mean, Judge Shanaz Mia says that the gravity of the harm was amplified by the fact that this was an intimate partner relationship and that your daughter was killed in her home. And she also went on to describe how every 10 minutes a woman is intentionally killed by her family or by a partner or a family member. We also saw in the story that Sletiwe Ndlovu, who's one of our reporters, is covering, where a young woman has been allegedly killed by her uncle, who also did not even disclose to the family that she had passed away and had subsequently buried her. How do you think a judge would come to such a verdict in giving, like you mentioned, a slap on the wrist of 15 years when she herself understands the gravity of the situation that we are faced with as a country?
Well, one of the things she spoke about in her judgment was this precedence to the type of sentence that she has given. And now that there's a precedence and lawmakers work on precedence, we got to ensure that we change the law to eradicate that precedence. We had lots of vicious precedences in lawmaking during the apartheid era. Those were thrown out by changes of the law. So we need to have minimum sentencing agreements in relation to femicide. We need to talk about no bail for perpetrators. We need to change the law, because once a precedent is set, somebody is going to understand the position of a killer and set them free. And that will be the lowest bar possible. Because remember, in the current framework, even though there's a minimum sentence that this judge has imposed, judges are at liberty to go even lower than that. And that is a crime against humanity. It's a crime against women.
Dr. Letlape, before I let you go, what role do you think our communities should be playing that we don't even get to a point where we are experiencing the gender-based violence that we currently are in the country? I mean, it's been deemed as a pandemic. We are seeing on a daily basis women and children at the hands of such perpetrators. What do you think needs to change within our societies for us to be able to start turning the wheel on GBV?
You know, we have a constitution that is great in many respects. One of the things that is in the constitution is we have a Chapter 9 institution called the Commission for Gender Equality. It should be properly and fully funded to ensure that it ensures that there's gender equality in every sphere of life. There's gender equality in the family, there's gender equality in the school, there's gender equality in institutions of faith, religious organizations, at work, and everywhere. Currently, they are not adequately funded to do that. The second issue that we can do as a society is to deal with the cultural values that demean women. People need to understand that under this constitution, for example, ukuthwala is unlawful, it's illegal, and it's a crime. People need to be educated and perpetrators need to be arrested. This notion of hiding behind culture is not helpful. We need to ensure that men understand that women are equal. We have many cultural practices that reduce women to second-class citizens. We are involved in a land claim for the last 30 years. And we would then say girl children are not allowed to come and discuss those matters. When the commissioners coming from government come to see us, they see us as a male club only. Those type of things need to stop. The issue of inheritance to females has to be equal to inheritance to male.
Right.
We have to understand what gender equality means, what its implications are, and educate our boy children to understand that women are not their properties. Women are sentient beings on their own. If you want to go into a partnership with a woman, you should respect her as a fellow human being. So there's a lot that we need to do into norms and values.
Right.
You go into religious institutions, women are treated like doormats. We also need to ensure that women rise. Because the funny thing is that where you have oppression of women, where you have men violating women, there are women cheerleaders for the perpetrators.
Dr. Letlape, thank you.
It's harassment,
of course.
It's rape. Women need to rise to support other women.
Most certainly. Dr. Letlape, thank you for your time. We certainly do appreciate it.